Let's have a look, see what's new on Netflix this Halloween from the 17th of October to the 30th of October. First season of El Vato, a Netflix original series about a regional Mexican singer El Vato and his friends who struggle to succeed in the enticing but deceptive world of music in Los Angeles, California. Looks a little bit like Entourage, but in the music world and a wee bit mixed up. Hotel for Dogs, light, campy fun with Don Cheadle for kids. Totally harmless. I remember my stepdaughter watching this when she was quite young and enjoying the hell out of it. Gone Girl, the film starring Ben Affleck from 2014 that had everyone talking, about Nick, whose marriage is crumbling, comes home to find his wife has vanished and the police turn up the heat. The shocking truth eventually comes to light. It's 2.5 hours long. I know some people have complained about this. I haven't actually seen this yet, but I'm going to sit down and watch it this week, now that it's on Netflix. CONEHEADS, a popular Saturday Night Live skit turned into a very unpopular movie, starring Dan Aykroyd, Jane Curtin and Jason Alexander. This really was a big misfire. It just was not funny at all. And as much as I like Dan Aykroyd, he's never been quite so irritating as he is here. Try to avoid this at all costs, even though the cast is fantastic with support from Michael McKean, Phil Hartman, Chris Farley, Dave Thomas, Sinbad and David Spade. Without a Paddle was a fairly decent comedy from 2004 with Matthew Lillard, Seth Green and Burt Reynolds. This is the direct-to-video sequel called Without a Paddle, Nature's Calling from 2009. To grant an old woman's dying wish, Zach and his two pals search for her granddaughter who lives in the woods and wind up facing unexpected hazards. First film wasn't good enough to warrant a sequel. I don't think I'll bother with this. The Way We Dance is another choreographed dance movie, but this time from China. After dropping out of her university's dance crew, a working class student finds inspiration in Tai Chi for her own unique style of street dancing. If this is your thing, you'll probably enjoy this. The reviews are quite good. A second sequel to Van Wilder, the pale imitation of American Pie, is Van Wilder Freshman Year 2009. A prequel sees Van Wilder starting his freshman year at Coolidge College and embarking on an adventure to land the campus hottie and liberate his school from sexual oppression and party dysfunction. I can't imagine this to be any good at all, so I'm not even going to go that far. The Temp was a pretty big hit back in 1993 here in the UK, even though it was only on video, starring Faye Dunaway, Timothy Hutton, Stephen Webber and Laura Finn Boyle. What essentially amounts to a direct-to-video version of Disclosure sees a marketing executive, Peter, hire a temp employee, Chris, as his assistant. His rivals start turning up dead, and his career begins to take off. Also watch out for Dwight Schultz, Murdoch from the A-Team in a small role. The second Rugrats movie, Rugrats in Paris, the movie, has arrived. The Rugrats take to the big screen and visit Paris when Mr. Pickles gets summoned to fix a giant robot at the Euro Reptarland theme park. There's now 2 seasons of real rescues about camera crews who follow the emergency teams as they respond to medical situations, house fires, trapped mountain climbers and car accidents. Season 1 of Poldark is on Netflix now. This ITV drama about a British soldier who returns to Cornwall from the American Revolutionary War and rebuilds his tattered estate, reopens his father's mine and finds love. There's something about this shirtless, muscle-bound hunk that women love. I don't know what it is. Fire in the Sky is a pretty popular sci-fi drama starring James Garner, D.B. Sweeney, Henry Thomas and Robert Patrick. While driving through the countryside with his friends, Travis Walton is struck by a bolt of energy beaming from the sky and then disappears for days. I remember seeing this a few years back. I believe it's based on what might be a true story, and it was actually really impressive. Filth is a British comedy drama starring James McAvoy as an arrogant, corrupt cop who believes he's the only competent person in his department, who sees a recent murder case as a path to promotion. I heard pretty good reports about this when it was first released, although didn't manage to see it in the cinema, unfortunately. And it's described as not for the faint of heart or the easily disturbed, but it's full of weird and wacky stuff that some will love. There's now 3 seasons of Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, starring Essie Davis, Ashley Cummings and Travis McMahon. Get ready to immerse yourself in the opulent, exciting, and sometimes dangerous world of Australia's leading lady, Detective Fisher. West Coast is a comedy about 4 small-town French teens who style themselves after American rappers and set out to avenge a classroom insult, ending up in a mind-blowing adventure. In counselling sessions with his therapist, preoccupied Jan shares stories of anti-Semitism and what it's like to live as a Jew in modern France. This is a dark comedy called The Jews. Ready for Start is a dark comic series following a group of employees as they navigate the highly competitive world of the advertising business. Sounds fantastically boring. World-famous magic duo Penn and Teller are back with their singular brand of humour to a competition show in which budding illusionists vie for the grand prize. First season of My Sunshine is on Netflix now. 2 polar opposite college students become romantically entwined only to drift apart and unexpectedly meet again after nearly a decade. Happily escaping from a dictatorship, a Congolese doctor transplants his family to a small French village where culture shock sets in for everyone. This is a comedy called The African Doctor. Skylanders Academy is a kids TV show. There's 1 season of that on there. Travel to the vast Skylander universe in this animated series as a ragtag group of academy graduates build trust and heart in their fight against evil. I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House is a psychological thriller about a nurse who scares easily and finds herself caring for an ailing horror novelist while living in a house with hidden secrets. Wow, this actually sounds like something for Halloween that Netflix has managed to put on there. Review-wise, it does quite well, being described as the very essence of Gothic literature in cinematic form. There's a new season of Trailer Park Boys, Out of the Park, Europe, where the Trailer Park Boys are thrilled to get a free trip to Europe until they arrive and learn about their corporate sponsors' unusual requirements. I've never seen the Trailer Park Boys. I understand that it's quite popular in America and has generated quite a following and a franchise. Perhaps this would be a good place to start. Returning to Netflix is The End, a Turkish TV show about a woman's quest to learn the truth about her missing husband, and it leads her to a web of family secrets, devious schemes, and international intrigue. Reviews are terrible. BBC's The Wonder of Animals, From Ants to Elephants, host Chris Packham uses innovative science to explore deep inside the unique traits of Earth's most successful animal groups. Air Bud Popstar is yet another in the Air Bud series. This time the kid-friendly franchise brings us a singing pup with their big dreams of stardom who gets dog-napped, escapes with his friend's help, and her journey home is a fun, music-filled adventure starring Tom Everett Scott. Poor Tom Everett Scott. Men, Women and Children is a drama based on a book about teens and parents alike finding their lives changed as they navigate the increasingly complicated online landscape of the digital age. Starring Emma Thompson, Judy Greer and Adam Sandler. If Adam Sandler is anything to go by, it's probably woeful. Although it's directed by Jason Reitman. Now, in a change to the norm, I can't recommend anything this week on Netflix because most of it looks pretty trash. However, I will be watching this documentary from Werner Herzog called Into the Inferno. With stunning views of eruptions and lava flows, Werner Herzog captures the raw power of volcanoes and their ties to indigenous spiritual practices. I'm guessing Netflix missed a memo about Halloween coming, so they've decided to only go with 1 horror film this week. So check out our other video, What's New on Amazon Prime, to see actual horror films being released in time for Halloween. Or if I've misrepresented something, let me know in the comments down below, and hit that subscribe button, and I'll be back same time next week with another load of What's New on Netflix.